Welcome to Tomahawk DIY, everyone. I'm Mike. Today we're going to take a look at the easy installation of this therapy swing. I'd like to thank InYard for sending the swing to me and inviting me to make this video showing you step by step how to perform the installation. In the video description you'll find links to purchase all these items on Amazon, everything from the eye bolt used to the swing itself, as well as the stud finder and various tools that you might need for the installation. The InYard therapy swing comes in two different sizes. There's the standard size, which is rated for 77 pounds. The jumbo swing has a capacity of 165 pounds. Inside the box comes a product company card. We've got the swing. Inside the swing we've got some rope. We've also got some rope with a carabiner here. Let's take a look at the installation. The instruction sheets have two different versions for installing indoors. There's instructions for installing in a solid ceiling like a concrete or block ceiling. Now, that's not very common construction in a lot of America, but other parts of the world it's common instructions or common construction. Inside, there's a note that includes the instructions we followed today for installing in a ceiling with wood studs or wood beams. So that's common in most of home construction in the United States. Alright, now comes one of the most important parts of the installation, and that's finding the wooden joist that you're going to secure the eye bolt into. To use a stud finder, it's quite simple. You put it on the ceiling, push the button. You heard that beep, it's now stopped. That means it's ready to find a stud. We're going to move it along slowly until we find where the stud is. So it beeped when it hit the edge. It'll continue beeping until we pass the stud. Now it's past the stud. So by doing that, you can find where the stud's at. Here's one edge. I'll make a little mark. There's the other edge. I'll make a little mark. And so now we know where the stud is. We can center the eye bolt right between our two marks. And a confirming way, after we've got the stud finder, is to use the back of your knuckle and knock. There will be a change in pitch as it goes over the stud. So right there is different than over here. Now as a final check, to be sure I know where this stud is, that my mark is correct, I like to take a nail, small nail, and a hammer and hit it in. It'll go through the drywall and you'll feel it start to hit the wood. It'll give some resistance. And you'll hear it hitting the wood. If you're not hitting the wood, you'll reach a point where the nail goes into the drywall and it'll just slide right in. And that lets you know you haven't actually found the wood in order to screw in your eye bolt. Alright, the next step is to drill in where the eye bolt's going to be screwed in. Now you want to check the size of the eye bolt against the drill. If you hold the drill bit behind your eye bolt, you shouldn't be able to see it. And that's because you don't want to drill the hole too large. If you bought the same eye bolt that I'm using off Amazon, start with a 1/4 inch. We'll see how that goes. If the 1/4 inch is too small, we'll move up to the 5/16 inch. Okay, with the hole drilled, we're going to start putting the eye bolt in. Alright. Alright, we've got our eye bolt in the ceiling. Let's hook the swing up. With the eye bolt in the ceiling, it's a simple matter to hook the carabiner through and have your swing hanging. Now with the swing hanging, it's obviously pretty high. Right here, it's close to 5 feet off the ground. The fabric will stretch, and so when you first use it, you might set your child, or in my case, I'm just hanging on it. Now if your swing is hanging too high up, like mine was, you can use this extra piece of rope that they include to lengthen it. So I'm going to slip the rope through the swing, like so. I'll tie a simple knot. And then I'll loop that through the carabiner. So the swing is obviously quite a bit lower now. Let's see how it is. Might be too low now. So if you find it's too low and you've added the second piece of rope, you can obviously change where your knot is tied. However, if your swing is riding too low, there's a simple way to change the height. Now InYard requests that you never undo their factory original knot here. However, you can also adjust the height of your swing, especially to raise it up, by tying a knot in this rope. So I'm leaving the original knot and simply tying another one. Alright, so thanks for watching Tomahawk DIY. As you can see, this is a very easy installation. It's a great product, #1 therapy swing. In the description below the video, I'll include a link to the InYard products website where you can purchase this swing. Additionally, I'll include a link to Amazon where you can purchase the swing as well as the eye bolt and tools used for this installation. And I want to thank InYard for providing the swing and inviting me to produce this video. There will be a couple links to some other videos from InYard that will be included here on the end screen. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day, and hope you liked the video.